A fraction question here. After cutting a length of ribbon and giving 5/12 of a metre of ribbon to her daughter, Mrs Kwan had a 1/4 of a metre of ribbon left. If she had 11/12 of a metre in the beginning, what was the length of ribbon that Mrs Kwan cut? Okay, now I don't think this is the best written question, and you might scratch your head as to what exactly they're after, but I think if we draw a model you'll be able to see what it is that they must be after in this question. Okay, so again, the first thing we need to highlight, let's have a look at what's our important information here. We've got a piece of ribbon, some of it's been cut. Okay, 5/12 goes to her daughter. She has a 1/4 of a metre left, okay, and she had 11/12 of a metre in the beginning. Now, the first thing to note with a question like this is we've got different denominators. We've got 12ths here and 12ths here, that's fine, but we've got 1/4 here. So we've got different denominators. And in this sort of question, it's, you know, you can already tell you're going to have to do some adding and perhaps some subtracting. And in order to do that, we need to make sure that our denominators are the same. But first, let's draw a model, and that might make it a bit clearer as to what we're after. Now, I'm going to focus on this information in the beginning, and it's that she had 11/12 of a metre in the beginning. So I'm going to use 12ths as my main denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this represents 1 metre of ribbon, and it's divided here into 12ths. And in the beginning she had 11/12, so I'm already going to cut this bit off, or imagine we didn't have this bit at all in the beginning, all right? But it's 11/12 of a metre that she has. Okay, and she gives 5/12 of a metre to her daughter. Okay, and we know that each of these squares is a 12th, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this goes to her daughter. Okay, and it says that she had a 1/4 of a metre of ribbon left. Now, having drawn a model, you probably could just think, okay, what is a 1/4 of a metre? You need to remember that this whole bit is a metre. Actually, I should make that clear. It's always good to completely label your diagrams so that you don't forget what you've done. So this whole thing is a metre, and I could just figure out, okay, if 1 metre is 12, half a metre must be 6, and therefore a 1/4 of a metre must be 3. Okay, but let's have a look and see if we can work this out. How can I change quarters into 12ths? So let's write this out here. So I've got a 1/4 here, and I want to see if I can convert a 1/4 into 12ths. All right, now, so equals how many 12ths? Now I can only do this if 4 will divide without any remainder into 12, which it does. Okay, so here we have 12ths. What do I have to multiply 4 by to get 12? I have to multiply it by 3. If I multiply the bottom by 3, I have to multiply the top number, the numerator, by 3, which gives me 3/12. Okay, so this is an equivalent fraction to this. 1/4 and 3/12 have exactly the same value. All right, so let's put this into our model. This was how much ribbon that Mrs Kwan had left. So 3/12, 1, 2, 3. This is how much she had left. And this bit here will be the amount of ribbon that they want, that they're after. This is the bit that was, they say, what was cut. Okay, and this is, and you can see how many 12ths is it? 1, 2, 3. We've got 3/12, and we've already established that 3/12 is the same as 1/4. So the amount that she cut was 1/4. Okay, let's have a look at another way to do this. If we hadn't have drawn a model, we might have thought, right, we need to add 5/12 and 1/4 together, and then take them away from this amount, what she had in the beginning, to find out what the difference is, to find out what's left. So what would have happened if we tried to do that? Okay, so we've got 5/12 and we want to add 1/4. Okay, what does that equal? Now, when we're adding fractions, we cannot add fractions unless they share the same denominator. All right, so we can't just add these as they are. We need to change either one or both denominators so that they are the same, and then we can add and subtract as we like. It's very easy after that. So can we see, is there an easy denominator we can change these into? Well, yes, in this case it's easy, because as we established over here, 4 divides very neatly into 12. So we have already discovered that 1/4 is the equivalent of 3/12. So let's rewrite this. 5/12 add 3/12 equals 8/12. Okay, now what is this? This is this and this added together. We now, or this, sorry, this amount and this amount added together. We now need to subtract that from this number here. So we've got 11/12 and we need to subtract 8/12. And we can do that easily because these have the same denominator. All right, and we simply subtract one numerator from the other. 11 take away 8 is 3. So we have 3/12. Okay, and as we established over here, 3/12 equals 1/4, because we always like to simplify our answers. Okay, so that's the same answer as we found when we were doing it using a model. So the final answer, what was the length of ribbon that Mrs. Kwan cut, is 1/4 of a metre. All right, I should have labelled it up there. Hope that helps.